Hi everybody, this is Book S Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the brand new NECA Ultimate Exorcist Beetlejuice figure. So before we take a look at Beetlejuice, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with a set of open hands. Up next, he comes with a right pointing hand. Up next, he comes with an alternate right hand for holding his flyer and his flyer, and he really can't hold this well. If you turn his hand, then it's just going to fall right out. I definitely wish the grip was tighter, which it actually looks like it should be tight. But yeah, he can't actually fit that in there. I do like how you can actually read that though. I think that looks really good. I like how they made it yellowed around the edges. That looks very good. Up next, he comes with this rat, and it's actually surprisingly detailed. The sculpt of the fur and the paintwork on it looks really good. I believe it's cast in that light brown color with the dark brown painted over top of it, as well as some variation for the ears, nose, and paws. That looks surprisingly good. Up next, he comes with these semi-gripping hands. Up next, he comes with this lantern, and it looks really good. The handle feels a little bit flimsy, but other than that, I think it looks really good. And the flame inside almost looks like it's really glowing. The type of plastic that NECA cast that in looks really good. Up next, he comes with the Afterlife, and I love that you can actually read the text. This actually appears to be text as well. It might just be random gibberish, but there are actual letters printed on there. I like that just like his flyer, you get the yellowing at the bottom there. You can read the inside of it as well. And then you see his ad on the back here. That looks pretty cool. Now, these hands are meant to get him holding this, but he really can't hold it. No matter what you do, it'll always kind of just fall out of his hands. So maybe if I fiddle with it some more, I can get that to stay in there. But I do think this looks good nonetheless. I do love this as an accessory. And it's made out of a sturdier material than his flyer. It's not quite cardstock, but it's definitely better than just regular paper. Up next, you get the standard faceplate, and I have to say, NECA did a phenomenal job at Michael Keaton's likeness. That is such an awesome likeness of him. All of the printed on details looks really good. They sculpted his stubble on. That really surprised me. You get a little bit of paint variation over top of it as well, but they actually sculpted that stubble on, and they painted the moss growing around his head right there. That looks very awesome. Now, as I said, these are switch-out faceplates, so you just pop his face off like that. Now, some of these faceplates, aside from this one, are a little bit loose. This one actually appears to be pretty tight. Up next, you get his angry faceplate. Just like with the other faceplate, I think it looks really good. Very nice likeness of Michael Keaton. You see more of his gums exposed on this one. And his teeth are painted really well. They have a wash over top of them, and I think they're painted in a yellowish color. They just look very rotten. NECA did a really good job on that. Up next, you get this side-eye faceplate. Again, looking really, really good. And finally, you get an alternate head sculpt with his tour guide hat on. Now, the hat is permanently attached to him. I think it looks pretty good. And the cool thing about this head is even though you switch it out, you can still switch the faceplates out if you want. So if you want to put this faceplate on the regular one, you can. So I think that's really awesome that NECA gave you multiple options and you can switch the faces between both of the head sculpts. That is really cool. So taking a look at the rest of the figure, NECA did an awesome job at sculpting and painting this whole thing. I love the way his hair looks. It's cast in a translucent green plastic, and it has light and dark green painted over top of it. It looks so good. It is painted so well, and I love how it fades into the translucent plastic right there. That looks very awesome. The way they painted all of the moss growing on his skin and his trench coat here, that looks really good. His trench coat is really textured, it looks very worn, and it has this light gray wash over top of it. It looks like it also has some brown as well in some parts. Like right here you can see some brown paint as well as the moss that's growing on him. That looks really good. The paint detail on this is on point. Like I said, the way it looks really worn and old looks really good. The pattern on his vest came out really clean. That looks really good. You can see that they also sculpted his tank top underneath his shirt. It runs from here all the way down here. So they did actually sculpt underneath this. I appreciate NECA for doing that. That looks really good. You also get some texturing on the vest there. That looks really nice. They even did a very awesome job at sculpting and painting the hands. The veins that are sticking out and the texturing to his skin looks really good. You get the green paint there where the moss is growing on him. And then you get a brown wash over top of the lower part of his fingers. His fingernails look really dirty, like there's dirt caked underneath them. You also get some brown on his palm there, and that looks really good. I was surprised at the amount of sculpt detail on the hands. And of course on the left side you get the ring right there, that looks pretty good. Even the detailing on the pants looks really good, like the striping, that looks very nice. You get his 2 different shoes down here. And I love the paint on this one. It looks very dirty. It's got a really nice brown wash over top of the white and gray, making it look really worn and dirty. And that looks really good. The one weird thing, though, is they cast the joints down here in this gray plastic. Would have been nice if they would have cast this one in white, or even just the skin color here. That would have been less noticeable than this, because the paint is chipped off of this one completely, and it is very noticeable. It's also very stiff. I had to heat it up, and it still doesn't want to move. Definitely be careful when you're moving these ankles around, because they feel like they could snap at any moment. So now, let's go ahead and go over his articulation. So he has a ball-jointed head that can look up just about all the way. He can look down just about all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has shoulders that are pretty tight. They can move out that far. He has single-jointed elbows that only bend in that far. You can see that the joint could move just a little bit further, but the joints on this figure feel very fragile. Like, it's been a while since I've got a NECA figure where the joints are so fragile on this. And, you know, unlike Puppet Master, they're really thin. The joints feel frail because they're so thin. But he's a pretty sturdy figure, so he really shouldn't be that fragile. He has a swivel wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He has a ball-jointed diaphragm. It barely moves up and down. You get hardly any movement there. It does move side to side very nicely. He has ball-jointed hips that can only move out that far. He can kick forward that far, back that far. He has a very nice thigh swivel. Single-jointed knee that can only bend back that far. Ankles that can move down just a little bit and up just a little bit. But as I said, be very careful when you're doing that. And a decent ankle rocker. So for the only size comparison, here he is next to the striped suit Beetlejuice. This is the re-release of him. And these figures are night and day. I mean, the likeness on this new version is fantastic. And it's an Ultimate, so he gets a bunch of accessories. And he's taller than him. So yeah, I definitely hope we get a striped suit Ultimate at some point. Because now that I have them side by side, this one is leagues better than this one. The head sculpts just don't even look the same. Like I said, it really is a night and day difference with these two figures. So, overall, I would highly recommend picking this up because NECA did a fantastic job on this. The likeness to Michael Keaton is amazing, and the sculpt and paintwork are excellent. I especially love all the little textures you got going on, and then the tones of green they painted over top of him. I think it looks incredible. The only real drawback on the figure is the joints feel really fragile, like they could snap at any moment. This is the first NECA figure in a while that I've got where all of the joints on the figure feel very fragile. But other than that, I think this is a great figure and so much better than that striped suit Beetlejuice. So if you're looking for this, right now it is first to market at Walmart, so you'll only find it at Walmart. I will go ahead and put the barcode up on screen, so hopefully it can help you find it. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.